Hey guys, welcome. My name is DAYNACARRERA. How are you guys? Welcome to my scope. Hope everybody's having a good Sunday. I wanted to tell you guys, it is not your fault, no matter what you guys do. Hey Cassie, how are you? This is going to be my story in 10 minutes. Hey Cindy. I was born in Manila, Philippines in 1977, and I was in a foster home or an orphanage. And what they told my foster parents is that, hey Marlon, is that I'm not worth saving. And the reason why they said that is because I was at 2 pounds and no one was able, hey Sean, I'm not worth living. And it wasn't worth it. They didn't want to save my life because I was in an incubator. And at that time, the next day when I was in that incubator, they put me into a shoebox with 2 light bulbs. And they said, well, see, she's going to die anyway, so it doesn't matter. They had another baby that was sicker than I was. I'm at work, guys, so I'm on my lunch. And the one thing about it is that I survived all that, and my adopted parents did help me. They did raise me, but I still had some issues. And those issues were of me being adopted, because I didn't know who my birth parents were. And even though I had my adopted parents, I still kind of felt left out. I was molested by my dad. I was raped when I was 16. I was raped by my daughter's dad when I was pregnant with my son. My ex-husband beat me, literally beat me, and I had gone to work after he beat me saying, you know what, you're a crazy bitch, excuse my language guys, you're a crazy bitch, and I don't care what you say that he never touched me. I had bruises literally around my neck. My left ear was bruised in and out. So I called the cops and they wouldn't arrest him, and that's the only thing. But the best thing about it, you guys, it's not your fault because there's something wrong with them. Mentally, they're crazy and they need help. And they will never admit to what's happened to them. And that's the sad part. It's men and women that are getting abused. The truth, I've been arrested. I was arrested for domestic violence. And I know the reason why I was arrested is because of all the abuse that I've been through. And I know it's my turn to stop that. And I was in jail for, I want to say, 4 days. And I will be off of my probation in June of this year. And I know that now many women are getting arrested for domestic violence because they always took their side when it's not just their fault, it's also the men's. So nowadays, for domestic violence, they both get arrested. Women used to not be arrested, but because it was always the men. But sometimes it's the men that don't say it. And the best thing about it is, guys, is you guys can change. Change your attitude and change everything that you've gone through. You're the only person that can help yourself. So don't be afraid of that. Don't be afraid to say, hey, I need help. Don't be afraid to say, hey, do you need help? And that's the best thing about it is because you can't be afraid. You're the only person to help yourself. No one can help you. And the one thing I love about Scopers Unite and Perry Ladies is because there's so many people that are positive, but so many people do not want to see it because they take the negativity in. But the one thing about it is there's not a lot of people who actually want to say, hey, this has happened to me. I need to step out and say, you're not alone. You're right, no one's alone. But you can't, if you don't say anything, you're not going to get yourself out of it. And that's the problem. Many people are afraid. Many men are afraid that they get beat up because of their wife, their girlfriend, or whatever. Many men are like, no, I'm not going to say that happened to me because of their masculinity, and they're like, nothing will ever happen like that to me, and it still does. Guys, follow Lou. She's up next. And the one thing, good thing about it is that I did go through my 52 classes for my domestic violence. Thanks, Jesse. And the one thing about is that I knew that I can get out of it, and I actually sort of led the class, which is kind of funny. They're like, you don't need to be here. I understand what I did, and I know what I did wrong, and I've lost my temper several times. And that's the thing, is because of all the abuse that I've been through, out of all of the rape and all of the physical, emotional, and all of that. It's, yeah, because of the hurt. And the one thing that I am mainly afraid of is being abandoned. Because I've been abandoned since, with my adopted mom, with about my biological parents. And then with when my adopted dad passed away in 1994, it was over, and that's what hurts. And the one thing is because that that I felt that everybody left me after my adopted dad passed away. It's raining and I'm going to the car. And I thought it was gone. I didn't know what to do. So that's when my life went down the hill. And now, even me being 39, almost 39, that I know I have to change. And the one thing about it is there's other people that can help you change if you just allow them to do it. Thanks, Laura. And that's the best thing. You have to believe in yourself, believe in others, and know that you're better than that. And you don't need that. You don't need the emotional abuse. You don't need the physical abuse. And that's the one thing that a lot of people are afraid to admit. And that's just the best thing about it, because many people are afraid. And yes, trust is important, Christina. You're right. A lot of people are afraid to admit it. And that's a hard thing. In order for you to trust other people, you have to trust yourself. And you have to trust that you can change. Just believe in yourself, and that's the best thing to do. I know I have like 2 minutes left. And guys, don't be afraid to ask for help. It doesn't matter how old you are. Ask for help. Because if you don't get help, the more problems you'll have, and you won't be able to change. And that's all I ask, Don't be afraid to say, hey, this is what I need, and this is what I need help with. I am so open with everything that's happened to me, and I'm not afraid to say, hey, I needed help. Thanks, Cindy. Don't have a problem, Emma, to ask for help. That's the thing. That's what's going to help hurt you the most, is saying, hey, I need help. You know you need help, but if you really are willing to help yourself, it takes a very hard step to ask for help. And that's the thing. A lot of people are afraid to ask for help. And fear is, you're right, fear is judgment and scary. But there's so many people that need help and want to ask for help, but they don't know how. Perry Ladies is an awesome group, and so Scopers Unite. I can scope yesterday, Scopers Unite, because I'm in Costco and there's no service. I'm outside. So I didn't scope this last week. But the one thing is, don't be afraid to do anything, guys. Ask for help. Ask for a friend. And if you are going out with a guy and you're not sure, make sure that you guys have at least 3 friends that can back you up, and don't tell them that where they are. 3 friends. Because if something happens, you have a place to stay. If they beat you, you have a place to stay. They will most likely find you at your mom's house, find you at your best friend's house, or whatever. Make yourself safe, guys. Please, don't worry, and be safe about it. And that's the best thing. And Lulu is up next, guys. You really need to follow her. She's awesome. She will have good scopes. And thank you for following me, guys. Laura, thank you for putting this together. You're awesome. It's an awesome group. Lulu's on, so follow her.